Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my live show. We're going to talk stocks, market, a little bit of politics, of course, our short, sweet stocks, FNGR, GTI. And you guys know the drill. This is it. This is where you get the lowdown every day, the lowdown that nobody else wants to talk about, except for a few people out there. Actually, a lot of people, but they're kind of hard to find. So we're going to cover it. It's going to be good. Q&As, whatever you guys got for me, let's do it. Got news today, of course. Crazy day in the markets. Let's see who's joining. Ryan with the first tonight. ESK Chad. Not has news for tomorrow, Ryan. I think I know what he's going to talk about, so you'll have to stay tuned. Texas Lone Star, what's up? Chad, finger looks like it did when it ran to 7. I hear that. That's exciting. What a day. Blake Eister, finger. It's looking great, guys. Joe, Daniel Mantan, Pat Shigoya, Armand, Tom FP, Valkovitz. So now what? Jack Hamilton, all right. Richie, Dips, Carl, Silent G, excuse me, Rum Dog, Husker Power. People need to remember fingers EGL fly. That will cause GTI to squeeze. Amen, brother. Amen. William Booher, what's up? Linda, Oscar in the house. Susan, AP, Mantan says, TA-wise, weekly chart, finally MACD turned green. Weekly chart is a buy signal, even more bullish. Nice. Frank, Mamba, Dirty Red. It has been a few. Good to see you, buddy. Northwest, close the door. The house is full. Ew, that's gross. Vince, Kryptonian, are we close? I mean, it's looking good. Richie, am I sniffing smoke? Where there's smoke, there's fire. I like it. A lot. Key, what's up? You subscribe to my new channel? Thank you, Mamba. I appreciate that. Dave, what's going on? Media, keep missing Ham's new old conference call format. Where's William and Dodger when you need him? It's a good call. I don't know where Dodger is. He's a busy dude, and I think it was always hard for him to do the recordings in the first place. And now I think William's taking a break from the YouTube channel so he keep his sanity. Plus, I think he's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes with Ham. So, it is what it is, and I'm not going anywhere, so you'll at least have that. But I'm sorry, I know you guys who watch William for 5-10 hours a day are going to miss him. That's a hard habit to break. Punch Bug is here. You like my new channel? All right, well, listen, I'm going to start with a shameless plug then, because I did launch my new channel this weekend. I announced it on my Members Live on Sunday. By the way, if you Members Live, if you want to join in on that, it's $3 a month. You get 3 to 4 extra lives a month. So on the weekends, we talked about that. We talked about GTI, how finger looks this week. Members will tell you that I had a feeling finger would break 3 this week. We broke it today. It was pretty awesome. That was faster than I thought it'd happen. But anyways, I'm going to do a shameless plug real quick. I did launch my new channel. So here it is, guys. Epic Awakening. Epic is a new season, EPOCH. And this will be, I just started Just Clause. You haven't missed much. This channel will be more about political, social issues through a prophetic or a spiritual lens, while also doing like deep dives into theology, that kind of stuff. Members will tell you I really like doing that stuff. And so this will be the channel for that. And the first video is already out. It's right here. Here is the link. And what I'm going to do is just ask you guys that even if you're not into this stuff, that you just go ahead and subscribe just to support me. I don't care if you watch the videos, but it'd be nice to get the bump from the YouTube subscriptions to get the channel rolling to start. So I'd really appreciate that. Even if you don't like the content, I just put the link in there. Please, I really appreciate it. Just go subscribe. And like I say, I don't care if you watch the videos, if it's not your thing, but it's just a little ask from myself here to boost the channel to get it started. So Anyways, I appreciate that. And you guys have to let me know what you think of the new content. And I'll be still doing this channel. Nothing's changing as of right now. And if anything, worst case scenario is I cut back a night on this channel. That'd be the worst case scenario. But as of right now, I have no plans to do that. So this channel will stay the exact same. So if this is all you want from me, you got it. But this is an extra channel for the other people who like some of the other stuff I talked about. And this gives me a chance to separate I have a lot of interests, guys. But this gives me a chance to separate a little bit so people can be happy keeping some stuff in certain areas. So thank you, Susan. I appreciate that very much. So thanks, guys. So that's my shameless plug. And we're going to keep... I'm going to get going with the rest of the show here in a minute. Thank you, Richie. You like the new video? I appreciate that. I know Newsom sat around all weekend trying to figure out how to tax Californians for watching the eclipse. That's funny. ESK, you miss going back and listening to Ham's Colin Williams. I know it's rough, but it is what it is. I kind of like the calls. I'm not gonna lie. I know it sucks that I can't go back if I miss them, but I kind of like it because I can just put on my headphones and listen without having to turn on YouTube. Thanks, Media Junkie. I appreciate that. Thanks, Bug, Susan. So now what? Did anyone else see the outline of Trump's face in the eclipse? No, but I saw that funny video. Joel, we got done painting a car. Nice, buddy. Oh, thanks, Richie Rich. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Jasper, what's up? Steven, what's up? Key, thank you. Twisted, just reset for the third time. Thank you. And please, if you haven't subbed here yet, please do that and join. You watch my new channel, watch all my videos. Thank you, Joel. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. This is still blows my mind that so many people enjoy my content in general. But anyways, just thank you guys. You are the best. Thank you, Alan. And yeah, you guys, your support means the world to me. It really does. You guys have helped me make something out of this channel, and hopefully this next channel more than I ever dreamed. Yeah, it's really fun. I really enjoy putting together the news and perspective for you guys. And I really enjoy talking to you guys. I love the live formats. I think that's what makes me unique. And just doing this regularly. So anyways, just thanks so much. I don't know if I'll be able to record the calls, Wicked. I am so sorry. I would if I could, but I work. I mean, I have a full-time job. And so being able to pull that off, if I can ever do it, I will. But most of the time it's going to be difficult. So I apologize for that. What's up, Corey? AC, second quarters look good. Oh, hey, Hey, yeah, guys, not 10 a.m. tomorrow Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, which is something I have to remind myself, not being on the West Coast, the left coast, but my old stomping grounds. So, guys, be sure to check out Nott's video tomorrow. I know he's got stuff to talk about that's important. Eclipse happened on a moon day. Oh, Joel, we'll meet in person. You have no friends? That's sad. Don't say that. It was a good call, AC. You're right about that. Okay, let's jump ahead. And look at the future's already down today. This is, I told you guys last week, and I told the members this weekend that the market really needed a green day today to shake out of the malaise of last week. You know, Friday was a good day, but it still was down. Dow was down over 700 on the week last week. So it was borderline crashing last week, and it pulled out of it on Friday. But the trend, they wanted that trend to stop. You need multiple days in a row to break a trend. Well, what happened today? Look at this, down 11, which doesn't seem like much, except for the fact that Dow was up at like 70 points at one point, really pushing up. And it was green up until about 10 minutes before the close, and then it just got dumped. So to me, this is a big deal that the market could not break out of this downturn. Now, the VIX is down a little bit, so it means fear went down a little bit. But in general, I think inflation data is going to come in hot. Mark my words on this. I really think it's going to come in hot on Wednesday, the CPI. And if it comes in hot with all this talk about rate cuts not happening that much, or looking like it's strong to happen, watch out. We could be off to the races in this market. So pre-market, already down for tomorrow. We'll see if that holds up. It's right at that point where you can't tell. It's not down enough to say one way or the other. Bonds, even though it's down right now, it was up earlier today, which is usually a sign of people running to safety. And of course, gold just continues this epic run. I mean, we're at almost 2360, and that means 2400 is not far off. Silver as well. So, guys, this is just, I'm telling you, we might be at close to a breaking point here in the markets. I'm watching very closely this week and next week to see if the market can break out of this, because if it plummets with the strength we're seeing in finger and the bottom we're holding in GTI, I think we could very well be off to the races if this turns. So we just have to see if it's able to if they're able to turn this around, or if it's going to keep collapsing. And the news is not good. Let's start going through some of that. But first, I do want to show you guys finger for anybody who might have missed it, which probably none of you guys. I know you're all watching it all the time, and that's okay. But a whopping 50-cent rise for finger today. Just absolutely massive. I think at one point too, it broke 320. So just huge. GTI, they tried to keep it down. They couldn't even get it a full cent down. So GTI is still maintaining this right here. Despite everybody saying it was going to 10 last week, GTI just turned around and now is holding. But finger, guys, a lot of people are starting to say that it's broken. The chart guys are starting to say it's broken the trend. Just what happened last year when we went to 7. I'm telling you right now, if we're breaking out to 7, I think it could be over. I think it could be. I just don't see, because with all the shorting they've done the last year, their breaking point line is going to be much lower than it was last year. Maybe $5, maybe $4.50. So we need to watch this very closely. And it continued in after hours up another 4 cents. So very, very exciting for finger. And this is without like crazy news. And even the volume was still under 600,000. And on top of that, it was shorted over 65% today. Shorted over 65%, still up 50 cents. That's nuts. It tells me they're losing some control here. It really does. So ESK, there wasn't much you missed on Ham's call. He was just talking about how the main point of his call was saying that fingers showing the patterns of shorts running out of the ability to sell. That's what he was talking about. So Joel, you're a single father, full-time job. You work on restoring all cars. Oh man. Well, I'd love to get together sometime, Joel, if it works out for us. I can't imagine being a single father. So God bless you in that. That is got to be hard, but God bless you. I'm sure you're a great dad. What's up, Vin? How you doing, buddy? Oh yeah, they talked about root as well. Brett, you sure hope they can immediately sell CJ Well in the morning. That move every morning so far. Yeah, I know. ZJ Well has been a pain lately. Hopefully that breaks out too. Univest is buying. We'll see. But I think that's very, very possible. All right, let's start moving through some of this here. Whoopsies. That's the wrong one. All right, so Richard, just so you know, I already had you pulled up, ready to broadcast your live stream tomorrow. So I was ready, even if you weren't here. I was going to push everybody over there, just so you know, because, I think your videos are very important and great for the community. So you were in Charlotte last weekend, Luigi, and you didn't even say hi? What's up, man? I thought we were friends. Just kidding. I know we don't know each other, but maybe we could have been friends, but now you won't know. Kobisi, small cap stocks account for less than 4% of the entire U.S. equity market. They now reflect the same percentage of the market as 1930 before the Great Depression. Yeah, that's not good. I told you guys, the market, I don't have a ton of news today because there wasn't like a whole lot of headlines, but just wait till the inflation data comes out this week. But the trends in the market are just bad. They're all bad, and they couldn't turn around today. So, but this just shows you the small caps. Nobody's in the small cap stocks anymore. Less than 4%. Great Depression levels. As AI hype spreads, small cap stocks significantly underperformed. Currently, more than 1/3 of the Russell 2000 has negative earnings. So, This tells you that the big guys, whether it's Nvidia, Meta, Amazon, Google, you name it, these big guys are completely not just propping up the market, but propping up the economy, because if 1/3 of the Russell 2000 index is negative earnings, 45% in 2020, of course, because of COVID. But if 1/3 has negative earnings, that means 1/3 of the public companies that are small to mid-sized businesses are underwater last year. That's terrible. That's terrible. Negative earnings. I mean, that's the money they're making. That tells you where our economy is really at right there. Small caps are the economy. Large caps are not. Large caps are the stock market, but they're not the economy. This is bad. This is just bad news. And a top-heavy economy like this just can never last for long. And as you see the chart, right before the crash in December, okay, we were right here with small caps, and then the crash came. Look at where we're at right now. All right, 2008 was a little dip, not too bad, but it's generally a really bad sign. Here's 1989. Okay, it was down right before that, or 87. I'm sorry, around that area that crashed. So, yeah, just bad news in the stock market for that. How many days in a row is finger closed up? Good question, John. I haven't been watching that much. Sorry. You went to an NBA game, and what's the smoke pit? Smoke pit's awesome. I'm sorry about the NBA game though, because the Hornets are terrible. I'm glad they're not I'm not a fan of them. Great Depression, you say? U.S. money supply is doing something no one has witnessed since the Great Depression, foreshadows a big move to come in stocks. Now, I didn't read this story. I didn't need to, but the money supply is contracting. All right, and that's all you really need to know. They might have had some other gimmicky thing in here, but the point is that M2 supply is going down, and that's also, again, that's not good. Anyway, it's the first time since the Great Depression, so big fun right there. Jerry Red, once they can't control gold, party's over from manipulation markets, right? I mean, gold is climbing quick. I heard somebody say today that they see a straight line to 2,700. Pretty crazy. Diggy, review finger price targets again. We haven't talked about price potential for a while. Okay. All right, I'll spend a minute on that real quick, because to me, nothing's changed. It's only gotten better. And what I mean by that is they've shorted it further down. There has been, as far as I know, no dilution in finger whatsoever. So that would mean the top has only risen for as high as it can go. Okay, so if there's no dilution, shares remain the same, and yet they have continued stacking the deck on what they need to cover, that means the price can only soar higher. Fingers fundamentals are getting better, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the deal. More and more people have been buying. More and more people are educated on how they're going to play this. It's a perfect setup. It is a perfect setup for an amazing short squeeze. The original numbers, well, original is the wrong word. The last numbers I ran in November. Now, here's the twist, okay? You have to compare it to certain ways certain stocks ran. And the way we compare it, and we've been comparing it to overstock, because that has been the trend that it most resembles, okay, is the overstock squeeze. When you compare finger to the squeeze in overstock in 2019, okay, similar ways the stocks move. When you compare it, finger showed that it has a possible top of around $2,000. Now, that's very high. That's what I would call possible but unlikely. However, what I'd say is that was back in November, that number was possible. So let's say November, and we're trying to be more fair, more conservative, and the math says 2,000, but we say, oh, it could go 1,000, 1,200. Okay, that's 50-60% of what the numbers say, which you could say is pretty conservative. Now, let's say since November, which is what, 6-7 months ago, let's just say they've added another 50 million short shares on top of that, or even if it's 25 million. Well, that significantly increases what's possible. So now let's say you add an extra 5 to 10 to 20% on top of that. We're looking at finger could have a run from, in my estimation, anywhere from 1300 on the low end to 2500 and on the high end. I think that's very possible. And I think at this point, breaking 1,000 is a no-brainer for Finger. I really do. So there you go. Yeah, reverse repo's drying up. I know, CPR. Absolutely it is. BB, no notifications? I'm so sorry, man. I don't control that. That's a YouTube thing. 6 green days in a row in Finger, says ESK. I love it. Dirty Red, everyone running from EVs, oil stocks. Yeah, EVs are dying quick. I saw a rental company was giving away, if you rent an EV, you got 2 free days because they can't even rent them out anymore. A deal time for Finger press relief, that would be awesome. See so much ritually growth in Finger. Yep. Not legal. What was that about the depression? Never understood the title. Great Depression. How about the depressing depression? That Finger, that nah, that's a very like it's like a Princess Bride kind of humor right there. or a Seinfeld. That's like a Seinfeld bit. What's so great about the Great Depression? It was depressing. Nobody got food. What's so great about it? That's what you were doing, a Seinfeld bit. You'll settle for 1,000, be happy. I think we all would. Would have been nice if Univest was involved. I think Univest is involved, guys. I just don't think it's the way we thought. I think Univest is helping build a deal. Remember, Martin Shen, CEO of Finger, told William on the interview, he said, Univest has been a great partner. Has been a great partner. In other words, he's saying that's presently. Okay? He's talking as if they're working with Univest. So that tells me something else is going on with Univest, but they're not gone. They're not gone. So, okay, let me move on here. All right, let's look at this. Mortgage Bankers Association says $929 billion or 20% of $4.7 trillion balance of commercial mortgages held by lenders and investors will mature in 2024. 28% increase from $730 billion in loans scheduled to be paid in 2023. Predicted in January there'll be $700 billion to $1 trillion commercial real estate defaults over the next 2 years. Can you imagine this? $1 trillion in defaults over the next 2 years unless interest rates fall quickly, which is not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not. Powell is on this. We're going to cover this more in a minute, but the rates are not going down. And I'm getting close to the point I don't think it's going to happen this year. Unless we have a significant market crash and unemployment dip in the next 3 to 6 months. Otherwise, I'm starting to think, I was saying September we'd get 1. I'm starting to think we get 0. I'm not fully there yet, but based on what's trending, I'm starting to think we're getting close to getting 0. 0 rate cuts. What's up, Donna? Brand, one of the Univest stock runs took almost a year, 100%. CPR, how much longer do I think PPT can prop this market up? PPT? What do you mean by PPT? I'm sorry. Dirty Red, Trump, DJT getting hammered. Yeah, I know. I don't think Flynn will be his VP, Dirty Red. I really don't. But I do agree with you that DJT will turn around. So yeah, anyways, the commercial real estate it's massive. It's bigger than anybody wants to admit. It's scary, and it will. It's already got banks on the verge of collapse. Last week, 5 banks declared bankruptcy, and it's just very close to full-on collapse here. Add more GTI today at this point. Don't care if lawsuit happens. Yeah, I don't think plunge protection team. Thanks, CPR. I don't think. So on the plunge protection team, you're asking if are you saying the plunge protection team is propping it up now, or they will be later? I don't believe they're propping it up right now. I believe market sentiment is propping it up right now. But I personally don't think. I think the plunge protection team is only going to be able to slow the fall. It's not going to be able to prop up the market, in my personal opinion, because I personally don't think Jerome Powell wants to prop up the market. I think he's totally fine if there's a market crash. I really do. I think he's trying to have it both ways right now. But to me, it looks like if Powell and the Fed have a choice between between rocketing inflation or market crash, they're gonna go with market crash. That's what I think is going to happen. I really do. That has been Powell's. He's been hammering that home nonstop. Honey Badger, you went 14 hours to see the eclipse? Dang. What'd you miss? You missed so much. All the good stuff's over. Donna, you sold 550 of ZJOL, about 300 of Finger, and 900 shares of GTI today, a couple hundred ZJOL. Nice. Well, that means it was a good day for you in Finger, Donna. Well done. Andy, I don't have news on GTI right now, but Not has a live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific. So you're going to want to check that out. Thank you, CPR. I appreciate that. All right, let's keep moving. All right. Here's a little blurb from the stock market crash in 87. What determined timing of a shift from bullish to bearish? Combination of factors. Valuation got extremely overdone. Oh, kind of like now? Dividend yield was down to 2.6%. Price book value ratio was at all-time high. Really? You don't say. The Fed had been tightening for a period of time. Oh, okay. Tell me more. Finally, my technical analysis showed the breadth wasn't there. Market strength was primarily concentrated in a high capitalization stocks. Really? With a broad spectrum of issues lagging well behind. Factor made the rally look like a blow-off. I mean, is that prophetic of what we're going through right now or what? Is that not word for word what we're going through right now? Anyways, I can't believe that when I saw it. I just had to share it. Pretty crazy. Anyways, continuing on. All right, here's some Finger love. Folks, last time I saw Finger in this pattern, the daily, it ended up going to 8 and a few weeks later. Let me ask you something. What typically happens after a double bottom? Answer: new highs. GTI and ZGYL next. Here we are. Here's where we've been. Here's the correction and straight up. And you can see the comparison right here. It actually is very similar. Very similar. We got the spike here, the down, boom. And right here, boop, boop, boom. A little green in the middle right here, just like right here. So pretty interesting stuff. Why Finger of all stocks, Ham William, you chose to believe the best stock to squeeze? Well, Nicole, great question. So it's not that it's the best stock to squeeze, but it is the best company that is in the position for a short squeeze. So the thinking was, and by the way, I agree with their plan, but I have not said I'm going to just push one stock. That's not what I'm doing. So it's just Ham and William doing that, but I agree with their sentiment. They believe they get one to break and they focus on one, they get one to break, the others will go after it. Finger has the strongest fundamentals. It's the easiest to defend. It's the easiest to get investors to buy into. That's frankly the reason why to do it. So you push Finger, get Finger out, spend all your time making that stock blow up, and then we win everywhere. That's the answer. Andy, does the market crash happen in summer, winter? Great question. I think it's going to be before the election, not after. That's the best answer I can give you. Nice, Immoral. Got into Finger again. More Finger. John, so they drop another quarter on interest. We should be off to the races. Oh, yeah. You know they will. You're right on that. Rate cuts, traditionally, a crash happens right after. So thank you, boys. Appreciate that. Thank you. Good evening, Cindy Lou. American Truther, you're becoming rich and wealthy off everyone saying a crash is coming. Jesus bless you more than you can imagine. Well, good for that. I'm happy for you, American Truther. I completely disagree with you. If you look at the economy and if you look how fake the market is, you've been lucky so far. You've been lucky. And good for you for being lucky. Good for you. But all the economic indicators are bad. You can't tell me a single one that's good. So if you've just been riding it high, I'm glad you made money. But I definitely would have an exit plan before it crashes. At some point, there's either going to be a crash or a major correction, because every other time in history we've even been close to where we're at right now, it's happened. And I just don't think history can change in this aspect, because the economy is horrible. Behind the scenes, the economy is terrible. People are suffering. Credit's way up. Defaults are going. Commercial real estate's breaking. Banks are crashing. It's, you tell me one good economic indicator, and then maybe I'd listen to you. But you don't really have a good, you're just talking down on people instead of actually bringing any info. So try to bring some information, and then we'll talk. Andy, thank you. I think I answered that. Northwest history repeats itself. Absolutely. Or at least it rhymes. Dirty Red, a finger goes to 400, you'll put in your papers, lie on a beach naked for a month, sipping good beers. Leave the wife in Jersey. That's terrible. Crisis King and minimum stocks should rise with inflation, which is what they've been doing. We're not at a real we're not at a real market peak. We're really not. So it is buoyed by inflation. If you adjust for inflation, we're not at all-time highs in the market. Kevin Biller, what's up? I didn't see DXYZ. I'm sorry, but good for you. Forrest Gump, you see, we'll go sideways for a while. A lot of YouTubers saying crash. That's like, man, you guys are all coming out at once. Do you guys coordinate this or what? I think this is getting pretty obvious when everybody comes at once. The crash is not for clicks, buddy. It's to help people because it's the economy's in terrible position. Also, I'll say this. You say everybody's saying crash. Well, that's the most idiotic statement I've ever heard. And you know why? Because the mainstream media is not predicting crash. The mainstream media is touting great market. Jim Cramer, great market. So you want to talk crash, you just because we have, it seems like everybody's saying crash, but that's only because the spread of information is better than ever before. So there's a few people out there saying crash is coming compared to the old days. And it seems like everybody's saying it, but that's just because you're online. But if you're actually watching what most the normies are watching, the people at home with just their 401ks watching Netflix and checking in on CNBC and Fox Business, those people don't see any signs of a crash. So you're telling me right now you're a hack by saying these things, okay? Or if you want to have a real conversation, bring some info. I would love to debate real info with you. But if you guys are just going to say, you're just a YouTuber for clicks, well, you're an idiot. And I will ban you from this channel very quickly because my channel doesn't suffer idiots. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Eight Fathers. Marco crashed today. AMC goes to Oh, you too. Wow. Everybody. 3 people at the same time. This is coordinated. You guys aren't even smart anymore. You're supposed to send one at a time. That's how you're supposed to bash. You guys are funny. Rumdog, you gotta notice USAA is closing your CC account you never used. Money's tightening. Yes, liquidity is drying up. Exactly. So, sideways market invest. Don't get greedy. No, I personally never recommended options on this. Sammy, you think we should crash? You saw about 10 videos today and last week. Oh, well, so guess what, Samuel? You know what that tells you? That tells you there's more independent thinkers out there than ever before, because I came to this on my own conclusions based on data. I'm not listening to any talking heads, and I'm not paid. So I know, Brett, don't worry. If it continues, if they don't stop, if they can't bring real information, I'll cut them out. I always like to see what they say at first, though. It's getting chilly in here. So for the crash, we'll get a squeeze. It's impossible to know, Stephen. Personally, the setups are designed because of the way they're trapped in the corruption. It's because the crash could cause the squeeze. So is that the only way we get a squeeze? Absolutely not. But to me, a crash could definitely cause a squeeze instead of it happening before. It just depends on when the liquidity dries up and when banks and brokers start going to collect. That's what will cause a squeeze. So it could either be before or after the crash or during. I never say timing, Laura. Man, you're number 4. Wow, you guys aren't even good at this anymore. This is pathetic. That's hilarious. Wow, 4 in a row. That's the first time that's ever happened. I think the most I've ever had before is 2 and now 4 tonight. That's hilarious. You guys are telling me that this is very bullish for me. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Getting more bashers than ever before at one point tells me we're on the right track. So very exciting, that, guys. Give them the gong. Tempted to sell all your GTI to pump finger tomorrow, says Immortal. I mean, I don't know if that would be worth it, buddy. Because the last, especially if you're not long, but you do your own thing. If you feel that kind of risk is worth it, then do it. Market all-time high, so is cash. Market could go 10% higher this year. Very simple. That doesn't, Martin. That's not data at all. That's a pure speculation, but nice job. Do I think the Niners can make a run again? Yeah, we're gonna kill it next year. Darren, Eclipse brought all the hacks. Dirty Red, yeah, sign things were about to go down. Diddy was brought down closer to election, had to protect the elite. I agree with that. Yeah, the worst bots ever. I know, it's pretty sad. Laura, what do I mean? I mean, you're coming in and you're just talking on trash like everybody else. And what I mean is that this channel, I've been running it a long time. And every once in a while, somebody comes in, disagrees, and that's fine. And they bring data and it's great. And every once in a while, somebody else comes in and bashes and tells us we're all stupid and makes a bunch of statements and then leaves without having contributed anything. And then tonight, 4 people do it all at once. So that's how I know bots are not real people. But if you're a real person, you want to have a real conversation, you'll be respectful and be a part of the conversation. And that's fine. That's always a fine. What channel do they hack so we can get the correct information? Right? I know. I love it. Just joined. Seems I'm going mainstream. It must be because they're bored because William's not coming on anymore. That's what I'm guessing. But my views just dropped by 100. So I must have chased out a bunch of people. That's interesting. Anyways, let's keep moving over. Kobisi. It's incredible. U.S. federal debt set to double in just 8 years, rising from 20 trillion to 40 in 2025. That's so nuts, by the way. 20 trillion up in just 8 years is disgusting. U.S. federal debt rising by a whopping 1 trillion over 100 days. Put this in perspective, the debt hits 40 trillion. That would be a $17 interest since 2020, 570% jump since 2000. Analysis assumes we're on a soft landing. What happens when recession hits? We're in big trouble. That's what happens. That's definitely what happens. Did Finger put out a PR? Please share it if they did. I don't think my new channel brought them over because I never mentioned my new channel or my old channel on there. Must be squeezing tomorrow, right? Yeah, I don't know why they come in, Alan, if they're against it. Yeah. Bachelors equal Finger GTI about to run? Probably, yeah. Donnie, your sister informed me she's selling her Finger and GTI but regular stocks. So do whatever you want, but the market's going to crush it. Listen, we can't predict a date. The market could hold up until the fall. I don't know. It's impossible to know. I personally believe very strongly, 97, 99% that it crashes this year. Enough that I need to tell everybody. But the timing that's really hard to do. I really personally believe it'll be before the election though. I really do. And based on what we're seeing, it could be in 2 weeks if this doesn't change. Crash the market together. Susan Arca put on a video? Okay, I'll have to check that out. What's up, Phil? Frank, I haven't gotten to really look at it yet. I read it real quick, but I want to sit down and look it up more. But thank you for sending that to me. Jack, all kinds of good signs out there. Economy's doing well. For instance, people's savings at all-time high. Oh, wait, no, it's bad. All-time low. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Jack. I was wondering. I was like, where's he going with this? I know Jack doesn't believe this. Mark Soft shrunk former Trump's stake in the company to about $2.9 billion. I mean, he's still fine. And I think DJT turns around. Biggest crash of all time coming. I agree with you, Ron. I do think that's coming. Did I hear the eclipse need glasses like a check? I like that. Life savings into SPY puts for June. Wow, guilty. That's pretty bold. I personally don't like the timing aspect of the options, but hey, if you hit, that'd be huge. So now they're here because StockTwit's pretty much dead. Retail figured out the scam. Ah, that makes sense. Trump packs them in. Campaign rallies. DJT will pop. Yeah. Wait till the election's won. DJT will go nuts. I know, right, Alan? It's great when the bots show up. Fox News said something about a crash. Wow. Jeff, inflation impacts stick price only if it positively affects PE. I don't understand the argument. Indexes ought to rise to keep up. Yeah, that makes sense. When the market crashes, will it bring in a CBDC? I've talked about this before, Clark. I personally don't think we're getting a CBDC. Powell has adamantly said he's not even thinking about it. And Powell, he's been wrong on some stuff, but I don't think he's been wrong about like intentions. And I think he's been pretty clear on those, if sometimes skirting it. But he was very bold when he said this to the Senate committee. I think they want essential currency, but I think they got the wrong guy in charge to implement it. Do they want to go that route? Absolutely don't want to try it. There's a reason it's a thing. But I personally believe because of Powell being the Fed chair currently and because of Trump, I think he'll win the election. I don't think we're going to see CBDCs. I really don't. But we'll see. The stock twitch sucks. They have to hand Trump the worst market history because the resident no idea what to do. Well, that's a two-sided sword there, Stephen. They also wouldn't mind the stock market, the economy collapsing and Biden winning, because they might, before the election, try to rush out a bunch of stimulus and buy votes. And on top of that, they could use that to start remaking things faster. If Biden is back, their thinking is just like in 2008 with Obama. The idea was never waste a good crisis. They would love a good crisis. So, yeah, I saw the Trump post. It was very funny. Yeah. I'm getting Williams fans. Yeah. Yeah, UConn was going to win. That's why I didn't watch it. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl, will you do the one-man wiggle live? Probably will, because I'll probably be rip-roaring happy drunk, too. I don't know why anybody would sell GTI, but some people are fed up, and I understand. It's hard to hold on. Martin, crash 100% this week? I don't know. I can't speak to timing. I just won't do that. Yeah, Jeff, I saw that, and I think Tennessee passed a similar bill. Yeah, Clark. Yep. Thanks. Northwest former Reserve Pres said expecting 3 interest rates cut this year. No. Yeah, that's definitely not happening. 49ers going to have to go through Green Bay. I'm not worried about Green Bay. I think our defense will be better next year. You guys took advantage of our defense at the worst point of our season for the defense. Our new DC is going to be much better. I like Steve Wilkes as a person, but he was a terrible coordinator for us. Anyways, let's keep going. Oh, speaking of Fed cuts, JP Morgan now sees Fed starting rate cuts in July instead of June. They're pushing it off again. It just keeps getting pushed off again and again and again. And Tom Luongo is off. He agrees with me. Closer we get to July, more likely they'll push us to September. I'm telling you guys, the people who really follow the Fed and kind of get Powell all know it's going to be September or nothing. That's what it's going to be, unless there's a significant shift. But the trend we're on right now is September or nothing. And I'm just telling you, I think if things continue going up, inflation keeps going up, what they've been saying, and I shared this with you guys Friday, I just don't see rate cuts this year unless things get worse. But they're going to have to do a downturn pretty soon here. And finally, this was nuts to me that they're finally coming out and just trying to packing the Supreme Court, which, look, I know this isn't market news, but it needs to be out there. This is disgusting. This is one of the biggest ways to subvert our democratic republic. It is, it's disgusting, and it's wrong, and it's tyranny. So I don't think they'll get this through, but again, just anybody who says like they would never do these kind of things, I'm telling you, they are getting so scared of Trump coming back, they're getting desperate, and they're going to start throwing crap against the wall and seeing what sticks. So this is one of those big things, but I just had to put it up there because it just has to be out there. So, all right, let me catch up with you guys. Are higher rates good for us? Well, the longer the rates stay high, Dave, the more pressure is on liquidity. That's what it comes down to. The market wants rate cuts. Now, as I've said before, every single time I believe in history when there's been a rate cuts, there's been a market downturn afterwards. In fact, there's a couple times there was a rate cut and then a crash. Why? I don't know. I'm not that smart yet. I'm still learning a lot of this history on markets and why that kind of stuff occurs. But it doesn't change the fact that the stock market, the hedge funds, the banks all still want lower rate cuts because it's putting so much pressure on them and drying up all their liquidity. I just showed you guys the commercial real estate at these prices, at these interest rates, as those loans mature. That's big trouble for them, and they want to pay less, so they want lower interest rates. So, and it's technically it's more stimulating for the economy to have lower interest because it makes cash easier to spread around. So they really want that. So yes, higher for longer is good for us. It really is. Having said that, a cut has caused crashes before, so there's that as well. Brett, you looked and CNBC has a stock investing club, $3.99 a year. Oh my God, with Jim Cramer. That's funny, man. Those poor people. Don't be surprised if they say one rate cut in a year. Yeah, this is what I think they're going to do because Powell does not want to be seen as political. He's made that very clear, and I think he's lived up to it. So what I think they'll do is September to be far enough before the election to not look like they're tampering, or nothing, or and by nothing I mean they'll wait for the last one to do after the election, which would be December. So that way, the election's already decided. So in my humble opinion, if we don't get it in June or July, which I don't think we will, it's going to be September or nothing before the election, and then it'd be December if they do one at all. Which I think if they don't do September, there probably won't be one at all. So no sipping. No, I'm sipping. I'm out. That's the last sipping. I had a Dogfish Head seasonal tonight, red ale. Fantastic. It is the best beer I've had in a while. I found it at my local craft brew store. It was amazing. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but just absolutely fantastic beer. So if you guys can find it, it's Dogfish Head seasonal. It's a red ale. So just absolutely fantastic. Mark, selling a house can be expensive. All said and done. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Although the real estate agents can't charge as much anymore. Like a monkey crap by the zoo. That's right, Northwest. Daniel, Dem's so scared Biden talking about canceling student debt again, probably if he's reelected. Listen, and the Supreme Court just shot it down. Isn't it so funny? Like they just keep, they don't have many tricks. It just shows you how desperate they are to do anything. And Trump took abortion off the table today, which I'm not going to speak about like opinions and all that because it's not worth getting into. But the point is that the one thing you can't debate is that he took it off as an issue for the Democrats, and they were going to hammer that home this election. That was their one thing. They were so excited that we're going to hammer Trump on abortion. He just took it off the table. He played it just from a political standpoint. Like I said, I'm not saying how I feel about one way or the other, but from a political standpoint, I don't want to get into that debate tonight. From a political standpoint, though, it was brilliant. Melody, you think the Fed will lower rates sooner rather than later, save the banks? Maybe. I don't think they will, Melody. And if watched my stuff, I've shown you guys Powell saying that banks will fail. He's got it. It's in their plan. Their plan is to let the lower banks fail so the big banks can snatch them up. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Like, the Joker. It really is. And so, in fact, I'm just going to pull it up for you in case you didn't see it, because I turned it into a short, so it'll be pretty easy to find. Here we are. All right, you guys ready for this? All right, here's Powell, and this is him saying there's going to be bank failures. There's sound on that? Oh.
There will be bank failures, but this is not the big banks. If you look at the very big banks, it's not a first-order issue for any of the very large banks. It's more, smaller and medium-sized banks that have these issues. We're working with them. We're getting through it. I think it's manageable is the word I would use, but it's a very active thing for us and the other regulators, and it will be for some time.
As you're talking.
Anyway, so he's basically saying they're not worried about it. Oop. That.
This is a problem. First of all, I want to say.
So, anyways, and then this is again Powell saying no CBDCs. So, okay. So that's just interesting. I don't think he's going to try to protect the banks. I really don't. Let's see here. Brad, California is now trying to have companies SF give 6 months notice if they're going out of business. What? A vacancy tax? This is ridiculous. Yeah, William's fine. I think he's just not doing YouTube for a while. Thank you, VO. I appreciate that. Was the one man wiggle? I guess it's just me dancing probably with my shirt off, like what's his face in Chunk in Goonies. Do I see finger short term going back to 7? I don't know, Mark. That's hard. I think if we've really turned a corner the way a lot of the chart guys are saying, 4 could happen by the end of this week. And if 4 happens by the end of this week, 7 could happen in a week or two. So yeah, we really could get there soon. Northwest money market funds hit all-time high of 6.1 trillion after weekly inflow of 70 billion. Largest inflow in 3 months. Huge run to harbor the ships. Yeah, exactly. That's the same with gold and everything. So, Gerard, I'm not saying timing ever, but close. We're close. Every day we're closer than ever. So, what's up, Charlie? Sorry. Was there no sound on that? Sorry. Rum Dog. Democrats ignore the constitutional rights, redefine words. It's true. So do a lot of Republicans too, though, to be fair. But yes, Democrats I always say that 99% of the Democrats are bad in power, not the people. And it's like 65 to 75% of Republicans. Set us up for a rug pull and Finger? Nah, I don't think so at all. Finger might eventually it might go down a little bit again, but I don't think they have that much control when there's that many people holding like we are. Bot alert. If Roaring Kitty were active, he would love Finger. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. You think I should do the Napoleon Dynamite dance? God, Lord, that'd take too much practice. I'm not that good a dancer. That's funny, though. I love that scene, man. That's a great movie. That movie still makes me laugh so much. But anyways, guys, so let's get back to just to finish out the night here. Futures going down a little more, actually. So I'm very interested to see if the market continues to stay red. If it does, it's a major problem. KYP, welcome, friend. Hey, better late than never. You're fashionably late. You got style. So the market's obviously red is very interesting. It means the trend since the 1st, which remember, April 1st, last Monday, was the beginning of the quarter. If the markets stay red this week, it'll mean completely red for not only the beginning of the month, but for the entire quarter just to date. And it's short, but to me, that's significant. It really is. To me, that says that something has completely changed from one quarter to the next, and that they were doing everything to keep things up in March, and we're turning that. So 4 out of 5 days last week were red. Okay, 2 of those days were huge, like deep, dark red. One of those days had an 800-point swing on the Dow. Volatility's here, and it's mostly downward. Today, they tried to turn around. So, if they're going to turn around here and get back on track in this bull market, it has to be soon. It has to be soon. It has to be in the next couple days. So we need to be watching very carefully to see what's going on there. And also on top of that, just going back down to Finger, if Finger continues this trend, yeah, we could be off to the races again soon for 4, 6, 7. And at that point, who knows? What if we get to, now I'm just having fun. So, nobody make plans based on this. But what if we get to $5 and they drop a major PR? Or what if they get to, we get to $4.50 and all of a sudden they release a monster earnings early? We don't know what's going to happen, but it would be perfect timing, wouldn't it? It's like we are due for a win. It could definitely happen eventually. And with everything we're seeing, with the market going down, liquidity drying up, things getting worse in the economy. Remember, we have inflation reports this week. That could crush the economy. If CPI comes in higher than expected for the 3rd month in a row, watch out, because already for the last week, we also get FOMC minutes this week. So we'll see what the people were actually talking about at the meeting about rate cuts. So we've already had many Fed chairs come out the last week and a half say we're not enthusiastic about rate cuts. We're going to be patient. Probably won't happen unless we see better inflation numbers. The jobs report was terrible last week. And so if inflation comes in hot, it could tank the market. So this is all stuff we need to really be watching. Could happen any point at this point. Matt, you never have style, but it's cool that you're late, I guess. No, you're just late. It's sloppy, Matt. Susan, you think Arcus in his video based on the technicals, finger can go up soon to 448. There you go. And after that, who knows? I mean, the momentum will be huge. LaFonda. Yes, KYP is a girl. Dirty Red, Joe Rogan trashing Moses Ezekiel on his podcast. Seems he's in the rabbit hole, not coming out. No spiritual dead mouthpiece. Maybe he's I don't think Rogan's a Diddy player. I don't know. I'll have to listen to that episode, see what he says. But I like Rogan. I think Rogan's a truth seeker. I don't think he's dirty. How high can finger go? We just talked about that. I already went through that. Yeah, I didn't see Jenny tonight, unfortunately. Arca said finger could get back up to 8. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. And at that point, who knows? Like, the shorts are in worse position than they were last summer. They're further underwater. So, can load the bow finger tomorrow, Immortal. Nice. Hey, what's up, Girth? Sorry, Matt. I had to be hard on you. I have not heard from Pedro. I miss him. I do need to reach out to him. So I have his number. I do. I miss that guy. I want to, if he comes back, I also want to have him on here soon. So, because I know he'll have some good insight on what's going on in the markets since the first. So, Ham said finger can go to how high again? He just said over 1,000. He's never given a number. Fingers prime for serious moves, says Alan. Nice. Joel, finger good Irvings plus dividends going to run. Univest does. Yeah, exactly. Also, just in case, because I know it's not on our minds tonight, but just remember, guys, we're only 3 weeks away from the new GTI delivery date, so we'll see what happens on that. I'm not going to mess out on XRP, Dave. I just have to wait until I have money. Brett, your watch list is Shart Cramerica. Cramerica Industries. Silicon. That's funny, man. Anyways, guys, that's really all I got for tonight. It's Monday. I have to do it late on Mondays. I'm tired. Got work tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be back on around 9. So that's what I'm looking for, though. Listen, I don't like being the guy rooting against the market. I don't, because these are people's pensions and these are people's 401ks, and that sucks. It does. But you know what? We have to go through some temporary pain in our economy in order to really benefit the economy going forward, in order to really benefit people going forward. So I get this a lot lately on my things. I'm not rooting for a crash. I'm rooting for whatever gets us back, that weeds out corruption and gives us fair and free markets again. And in my opinion, the only way to get there is a crash. So if a crash is what we need to get there, then by all means, yes, let's crash this market. I'm ready for it. Is it what I want? No, I don't want people to get hurt along the way and lose money. That's terrible. But it's like sometimes we're in such a bad position that there's no way that nobody gets dusted in this, because it's just, if you made your money because it's fake, you're going to lose your money because it's fake. And that's just how it goes. And it sucks. So I feel bad for that, but we gotta keep our eyes on that. And so watching that, and it will be very good for those of us prepared, in my true belief. So don't worry, KYP, I'm about to sign off. I'm not William. I'm not going to stay on for 3 hours after you tell me to go to bed. And I agree with that too, Brett, what you just said. Good night, Alan. So how dare you, Matt? That's just mean. Keep going. It'll be Tuesday. Almost there. Crash it, blockchain it. That's what I'm hoping for, Charlie. My hope is it crashes, we reset, and we rebuild, and just with the way it's meant to be. So I have no idea, Aaron, but I'll tell you on MMTLP, earlier this year, not legal, said by everything he saw, he said if it's going to settle, it's going to be in the summer, and we're not there yet. So I do have a full-time job, a wife, 6 kids, and 2 dogs. You're right, Donna. You've got it nailed on me. You know it. So, and I do this, which is, time consuming, but worth it. Well worth it. And I love doing it. And I love you guys. It's so fun being a part of this community. You guys make me laugh. Did you notice how fast the bashers left once I called them out? That was amazing. None of them stuck around to keep going. That's hilarious. I'm taking that as a good sign. 4 bashers tonight, guys. That's an all-time record in one stream. I love it. That makes me excited. So anyways, please like, subscribe, all that jazz. If you guys didn't yet, please check out my new channel where I'll be covering current events through a spiritual perspective, and also going on deep dives into theology, that kind of stuff. So please check that out if you haven't already. I'll put the link in here again. This is my shameless plug for my new channel. I'm asking everybody that even if you don't like this material, this other stuff, please just subscribe to support me. And I don't care if you ever watch the videos. That's fine with me. I just want to get the bump of the subscribers to let YouTube get a little jolt in the arm for my new channel. So my first video is up on there. Please check it out. I don't know if they're bots or not, or bashers. I can't tell. So I don't know where to sign up, Eric, but maybe you can get your $5 an hour doing it. I don't know, Toe Cramp. UCAR up to 80% today. That's crazy. Something is definitely brewing. I agree with that. So, all right. Thanks, Just Mike. All right, guys, before I head out, I'm just going to say a quick prayer. For everybody on your way out, please like, subscribe, share. I really appreciate it. You guys are the absolute best. And I will be back tomorrow night around 9. So let me close in a prayer, and I'm going to say goodnight. So, Heavenly Father, thank you for all you do for us. God, I know you're doing something. God, I choose to believe that the eclipse today was actually a sign of mercy coming to America. That I do know that revival is breaking out across the land. It's in a lot of news, even though you have to go looking for it. And I believe, I really do believe America's turned back around. But we have to go through this. I know that. You're shaking out corruption. We know that. And so we just pray that that gets done. You protect us and prosper us along the way while things get hard, and help us just be prepared and be wise going forward, and just bless every single person here with peace, prosperity, and wisdom, and joy. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Bless you guys. Love you so much. I appreciate you. And will I be covering religion versus government? I don't know. I guess it depends on what topic that comes up for, Rum Dog, but I'll cover all that kind of stuff. So if you give me a good topic, I'll cover it. McGill, everybody puts Good Till Cancer on their shares so they won't borrow. That's a good idea. Thanks, Matt. Oh, thanks, Just Mike. I appreciate you. All right. God bless you.